Hey there, welcome back. Welcome back to Mastering Your Mornings. So we're in agreement that mornings are magic. And we're in agreement that you've got to find a time to wake up in the morning that serves you and your goals, your dreams, your vision for your life. We're in agreement that it's not up to me to tell you what time to get up in the morning. I'm just going to suggest that you find a time that aligns with the life that you want to create. Okay, so now that you've done that, what the heck do you do? That's what we're going to talk about next. All right, so here we are, Mastering Your Morning, and we're talking about what the heck do you do once you get up. So you've chosen your time. You've decided, yes, mornings are magic. You've chosen your time, and then the alarm goes off, you get up and you're like, okay, Julie, now what? Well, let me tell you what. I want you to use this time. It's almost a little scary at first when you get up and you're like, okay, I'm gonna have this morning routine. And then you wake up and think, all right, I need someone to tell me what to do. No, you do not. What you need to do is spend some time thinking about the life that you want to create, because that starts with the day that you create, and that starts with the morning that you create. And when we can string together this series of days, mornings and days and weeks and months on purpose, with intention, that's when we get to create the life that we want to create. It really does start in the morning. It's the most beautiful example, I think, of the compound effect, getting up early and plugging into this operating system that you get to design, the absolute freedom to design this operating system that you're going to step into to create the life that you want to create. It really does require that you get into the driver's seat of your life, because who wants to get to the end of their days and wish they would have done more? I bet you know people like that. I know I do. And all they'd have to do was get out of the passenger side and get into the driver's seat of their own life. We just get one shot on this planet, one time on this ride. That's it. Why not make the most of it? Get up early and start aligning those activities with our goals and our dreams to make the life that we want to create. Okay, so you get up early and you wander around. It's a little bit scary the first couple times if a morning routine is new to you, because you're like, all right, what do I do? Where is this magic of which you talk? Well, that again is the beauty. You get to decide what happens in that magical time. For some people, maybe with littles, whose time is has so many demands on it later, it's important that they get their workout in, or some work done, or whatever it might be, because they just simply can't get away to do it later. For me, my children are older, so I work out with them a lot of times. I don't want to do my fitness right away in the morning. I want to do more of my cerebral stuff, my thinking, my journaling, my goal setting, my vision setting, all that kind of stuff in the morning, because it's harder for me to find quiet time later in the day when everyone's home, but I can work out with my kids. So you really have to think about, here's your life, almost like this pile of clay, if you will, and how do you want to mold your morning to fit your goals and dreams right now, knowing that 6 months from now, what happens in those magical morning hours might change because your goals and dreams change, your life changes, the season that you're in changes. So for me, when I am rocking my morning routine and I'm super in my flow, what happens are activities that get me future thinking, not just present day. Generally, I've made my to-do list the night before, so I'm not really looking at a to-do list. I really am using my morning for future thinking and how I can dig out the gifts that I've been given. We all have them. How can I leverage them to make a difference in this world? How can I better serve my customers, my coaches, my family, myself? How can I fill my own cup so that I can pour out of that and help other people? That's really what the morning is for me. So then what happens in those morning hours kind of depends again on the season of my life. For about 8 months, I had a morning routine that was super solid and served me really well in the season that I was in. And then as the weather sort of shifted and turned, and my daughters have been home for quite some time, I found myself not being as served by what was happening in those magical morning hours. I'm still getting up and I'm still doing my routine, but it's not serving me. It's not making me feel as confident and as calm and as productive as I want. And that's really key for me in my morning routine. So I just changed it. I didn't try to continue doing something that wasn't working for me anymore. That's dumb, right? So I just changed it. Let's go back to what it was before and what I think is really important and what I still think is important in some way. Again, I think our morning routine has to include some form of future thinking. Maybe that's journaling. Maybe that's meditation. Maybe it's reading personal development. Maybe you're an artist and you want to paint and that helps you think about your goals and your dreams when you're painting. Maybe you need to get on the treadmill and run and you're thinking about your goals and dreams. I believe an important component of your morning routine is I'm thinking about my future and how I'm actively going to create it. So some tools that you might use. I absolutely love this journal. This is the Super Attractor Journal. Now here's what I don't want you to get caught up in. I get a lot of people that say, well, what are you writing? What are you writing in your journal? Well, what I'm writing doesn't matter nearly as much as what you are writing in your journal. If I tell you what I'm writing in my journal, that doesn't really help you, right? Because these are my goals and dreams for my life, and your goals and dreams for your life are going to be very different. But what I do like about this particular journal is there are some prompts. So, for example, this is Gabby Bernstein, and it goes along with her book, Super Attractor. This prompt is ask yourself, how can I be a force of love in the world? And then just free write your response. Y'all, there's no wrong or right here when you're journaling. But the more we write, the more we let ourselves uncover some of the thoughts and stuff that are in our head, I think the clearer we get on what we want to do with our life. So I think a journal is an important component of a morning routine in some form. I do not think you have to sit down and write for 2 hours in the morning to get value out of it. I do think you need to put pen to paper, pencil to paper, and do some uncovering and getting thoughts down. Also, I love to keep these because I will go back and look at what I was writing 6 or 8 months ago and go, wow, I've grown so much, or wow, I'm still struggling with that same challenge. I've got to work more on that. And so when you write it down, you have a record and you can go back and see where you've grown and where you still have opportunities of growth. So I think every morning routine in some way should include some form of writing, whether it's a guided journal, whether you're just looking who can get up and just write it all out with no prompt whatsoever, whatever it might be. I think every morning routine should include some sort of journal. Now, I also think, let me show you another journal too. I just got this and I think it's really cool. It's called Because You Have Purpose, 90 Days of Encouraging Self-Love, because we cannot love or serve or do any kind of good in this world for others if we're not doing that for ourselves first. So I love that. And again, this is one that has prompts. So start accepting compliments without minimizing yourself. You've spent years proving your greatness to others. It's time you start believing your own hype. And then you write about that or anything else that you want to write about. And then down here at the bottom, purpose for today. And maybe your purpose is, I want to grow my relationship with my children even more today, or I want to have a date night with my spouse today, or I want to connect 3 women to the tools in my business today. Whatever it might be, I think that's super cool because as humans, the more clarity and direction we have, the better we function. So I love the idea of giving our days very clear direction. Journal. I also use this. It's called the Master Plan. It's from Career Girl Daily London. Why do I use it? Because it's from London and that makes it super cool. This is sort of my note-taking, my ideal writing, just general thoughts of what I want to do more in my business. So this is more business related. And so if I'm doing some reading and I'm writing down, maybe I'm working through some limiting beliefs, or I'm writing down some goals or some dreams or some visions or whatever, and then I come up with an idea that I might be able to implement in my business from that writing, I'll put it over here in this particular journal. I've also used in the past, I need to start a new one right now, but I've also used the Hollis Company Start Today journal. I love that journal so much because right out of the gate, you open that up, fresh page every day, 5 things that you're grateful for in your life. So you're starting your day with gratitude, which is everything. And then 10 goals that you'd like to accomplish in your life, written in present tense. So not someday I'll be a millionaire, but no, you're writing, I am a millionaire right now. Or not someday I'll have a home by the water. No, I live by the water right now. So you're writing your goals in present tense. Well, that's telling yourself and telling the universe, you are here to manifest that and make that come true. And so when you're starting your day with both gratitude and goals, that is powerful. That is so powerful. So I believe that whatever your morning routine looks like to you, or whatever its form or format, you're molding it into. I do strongly believe there needs to be some form of journaling, writing, gratitude, goals, clarity, direction, situation that happens in that morning routine. However that looks to you, whether it's super guided, whether it's kind of guided, whether it's completely free form, whether it's the Start Today journal, 5 pieces of gratitude and 10 goals. That's less guided, or it's more guided and that's very structured, the 5 and the 10, but you still have to come up with the pieces that you have great gratitude for and your goals. Whatever works for you, you have to be willing to explore that and find what works and feels good for you. You might be one who just wants to sit down and free flow write. You might be one who overthinks everything and gets caught up in what you're supposed to write. No one else is reading it. Y'all, no one else is reading it. This is for you. There's no right or wrong here, but wherever you are on that spectrum, find something that works for you in the season of life that you're in. That's, I think, one of the most important components of your morning routine, no matter what else you do. And if you use the Start Today journal, it could take you maybe 5 or 10 minutes. So let's say you're a person who says, I'm gonna get up at 5 a.m. because I need to get my workout in before my kids get up. Awesome. I always say come downstairs because we have I'm on my second story. Come downstairs, you're ready to do your workout and you're making your energize and you're doing your thing and you could take 5 or 10 minutes and write down 5 things you're grateful for, 10 goals for your life, and still have plenty of time to work out. So when you write or journal, it's not something that has to be hours long, but it is something that should provide you some clarity and some direction in your life. Now, another piece that I think is important in some way, whether it's audio or hardcover, is some kind of personal growth. I have read this, but it's been a couple years and I just picked it up again because I think it's just so great. You are a badass every day. I think there's just nothing more powerful for women than reminding ourselves like we're awesome. If no one else tells you today, you need to tell yourself you're awesome and what you're doing is awesome and you probably got so much on your plate and you're crushing it and you're capable of so much more. You're so much stronger and resilient than you give yourself credit for. In fact, you are a badass, and sometimes you have to remind yourself of that. You need someone else to tell you that. So something that's going to require some thinking and some growth. Now, this is one of my all-time favorite books, you can tell from all the Post-it notes. And if I open it up, it's probably got lots of underlining in it too. This is one of the books that really changed my life last year. And I think that can happen in the quiet of the morning also. When everyone else is sleeping and you've gotten up at the time that you know serves you, maybe you've done a little bit of writing, maybe you've written your gratitude and your goals, and you pick up your book and you read, and you actually have time to breathe and think and process. I think that's when personal growth, when books, when audio can change your life. They're transformative. They're transformative. I can't remember who it was. I don't know if it was Albert Einstein or someone who said, maybe it was Mark Twain who said, the person who doesn't read is no better than the person who can't read. And that's the truth. If we have the ability to read to better ourselves, we have to take advantage of that. But in the busyness of the day, it can be challenging. So why not carve out those 20 minutes in the morning 10 minutes for gratitude and goals, 20 minutes to read something that intentionally sets the tone for your day, rather than turning on the news and going, oh my gosh, more bad news. Well, you are in control of that, my friend. And why would you want to start your day with that, when you could start your day with something that intentionally sets you up for a purposeful, clear, intentional day full of direction and focus and drive and passion and love and hustle and flow, and you think it can't happen in 20 minutes? I would disagree. I think people get caught up in this idea that there is a formula for a morning routine and it has to take so long and do all the things. No, you got to find the formula that works for you, just like you have to find the time to get up that works for you. And you'll know it when you're in it. And just like I've spoken about this before, there was a period of about 8 months I was getting up at 4 a.m. every day and had a very set morning schedule. And that baby worked for me. That operating system for about 7 or 8 months, so solid. It worked for me. It served me. I felt confident. I felt calm. I felt productive. Those are the feelings that I want to have on the other side of my morning routine. You get to decide how you want to feel. That operating system for about 7 a.m., from about 7 to 8 months, when I got up at 4 a.m., it served me so well until it didn't. And then I had to tweak it and shift it and evolve it and grow it, massage it a little bit, come up with a new morning routine that still serves me. It still makes me feel confident and calm and in control and productive, just in a different way. Still includes some writing, still includes some personal development. It also now includes an early morning walk with my daughter that I likely won't get an opportunity ever again really to do, but because of a pandemic, I can. And it sets me up for an intentional day. So whatever time you get up, and whatever it is that you want to accomplish in those magical, beautiful hours of the morning, make sure they align with your goals and your dreams. Give yourself permission for them to shift and evolve and change. Highly encourage you, include some form of writing. Get your thoughts out of your head and onto paper. It's so enormously powerful. And then keep those journals and notebooks. Do, because you're going to be on a personal growth journey and you're going to be able to go back and look at the stuff you wrote a couple of years ago and go, dang, I thought that was important back then. It's so not now. You're going to see how far you've come. How cool is that? You'll be able to see that. And then a little bit of reading, something that sets you up with intention and purpose for the kind of day that you want to have. You be in control of the conversation, of the dialogue that's happening in your head by being in control of what you put in it. Not fiction. No. Something that's actually going to cause you to think, maybe think a little differently, cause you to dream a little bigger, something that's going to cause you to grow on your personal growth journey. 20 minutes of it. You don't have to spend 2 hours, 20 minutes of it. I'm betting that a morning routine with a little bit of writing, a little bit of reading, a little bit of thinking in a quiet house before everybody else gets up, I'm betting that just might change your life.